On the show, my guest will be my friend and famed comedian Richard Lewis. He'll be on to talk about his upcoming appearance on the HBO series Curb Your Enthusiasm. It's the only appearance he'll have on that series this year because of some health issues that I'm sure he'll want to talk about. Usually, he makes that funny. I will know I have made it when my visage appears on a food item, on a piece of toast, a pancake, something. If you see my mug, please take a picture, send it to me. This is the Garrforce.
All right, here we go. Get ready to have a good time. This is exciting, isn't it?
All right, we're on.
Hello, testing.
Welcome aboard the Dreamliner.
It's the only way to fly.
Gary.
Here's a young speaker who is really in demand.
Don't let that go to your head, Gary.
But wait, there's more.
That's what I'm talking about.
He's Gary Myers.
Of course, no matter where you are, it's time for a digital mimosa.
I used to open up for big celebrities when I was young, and I hated it. I really hated it. Like Sonny and Cher, it was frightening. I didn't even know how I had enough balls to do it. You know, we were doing 15,000 people in an Madison Square Garden type venues. And I wasn't that well known. And in France, not in Montreal, the guy went, "There's a little Jew down by the." I mean, they had no idea what I was even supposed to do. They thought I was a tumbler, you know. And so I got drunk in Montreal, and I had a bad show. And Sonny Bono said, "You're a little loaded, weren't you?" I said, "Yeah, well, you try to do spoken word in front of 20,000 people. Are you out of your mind?" But somehow I pulled it off. So the last time I ever opened up for a big celebrity, was in Wisconsin. They had 15,000 people on a hill drinking and eating out of picnic baskets. And, you know, they're making about $200,000. Not that they didn't deserve it, a couple of $100,000 a night. I'm getting $500 a week. I had to do a half hour. I was always petrified. I was breaking out. I had rashes growing out of my head like trees. It was horrible. And I always used to go to the venue to see what it was going to be like. So, and Sonny and Cher would get there 5 minutes before and go right on. I'm there an hour before, and I'm making $25 or more than that. But, you know, I'm not making much money. So Bono comes in and he says, "Lewis, you're looking at the venue, right?" I go, "Yeah. Why are you here? So you don't go on for an hour." He says, "I came here to see the fear in your eyes." And that got me so pissed off that I went on. This is the truth. 15,000 people. I destroyed them, and it was still light out. And that's murder for when you play outdoors. If it's still light out, there's so many distractions. But I destroyed that mountain. And when I walked back to my hotel, I said, I will never again open up for anyone unless people want to see me. And I never did. And that was like 1977. I mean, you're one of the most authentic radio personalities ever because you're you, and you don't want to be bland, and you never were. And
thank you. I appreciate that.
Well, it's true.
I did see your first appearance on Carson because the Carson show runs on Antenna TV. And several months ago, the episode that was your first appearance on Carson came up. And this is way before I knew you. Even then, you were so unique and had now done something that I had never seen before from a stand-up comic. So I just wanted to put that little compliment on your shoulders.
Do I have time for one Carson anecdote?
Yes.
I had this monologue for years on the division of motor vehicles, and it killed. It just killed, and it ran about 5.5 minutes. And I had, you know, when you back in the old days in the 70s, you had to, oh God, you had to go in there with the tape and play it for the talent guy, the coordinator, and then he said, "I don't like that joke," and forget another joke. It was just horrible. But you had to go through it before you had a name. And so he okayed the division of motor vehicles routine. And I get introduced, and Carson was on, and Burt Reynolds was there. And And you know, usually those studio audiences are pretty square, to be frank, in Burbank. But this audience was like me at Town Hall, at Carnegie Hall. I mean, it was almost like they were there to see me. And I was blowing them away with this monologue. And the laughs were so loud and long that I waited for them to dip. And then I went into the next line like a professional should. And midway through the monologue, I had no idea, no sense of time anymore. The stage manager went underneath the camera and went, and I had to make a decision on the spot. If I say goodnight now, midway through this monologue that I crafted for 10 years, I would never get on the show again. I would look like a mental case. So I said, I'd rather kill and go long and never go on again and have people say, why aren't you on with Johnny? I go, I was too good, man. I was just too funny. They don't want me. So I went long. The talent coordinator was screaming at me when I went backstage. He said, you'll never do this show again. And I was like, it was such a weird feeling. I mean, I killed, and yet I can't do the show again. So I used to go to the Palm restaurant after the Tonight Show, and I brought a date with me and my 2 agents. And I'm sitting there, I'm crestfallen, and I look right across from me, and the chances were 1,000,000,000 to 1 because Johnny lived in Malibu, and this was Hollywood. Carson was there with his lawyer, and I was in shock. I still had the stage makeup on, and Carson did. And when I saw him, I darted over to Carson's booth. And again, the fact that he was at the Palm after the show in Hollywood and not in at home or anywhere, any restaurant, was astonishing. It was a gift from the comedy gods. I ran over to him, and he got, you know, nervous. I got on my knees, and I pleaded my case. And I said, I know I went long. You're a pro. I'm a pro. I couldn't end it in midway. You would have thought I was a moron. And he was just nodding his head. And the next day I get a call from that loudmouth talent coordinator. He says, you're a lucky man. You could come back whenever you want. And boy, that changed everything. Then from there I went to Letterman. But I mean, the odds, that was really I had luck, man. I had Carson, I had Dave, I had Jamie Lee Curtis, and then I had you guys. I mean, forget about you and a lot of radio personalities and other TV shows. But to have then to at 50 get asked by Larry to be on a show, you got to have luck. No matter how good you might be. And I had all the luck in the world.
This week,
and no small thanks to you either, Gary.
No, hey, I'm happy to be your friend and promote your deep, lovely comedy that I find so fascinating. If you like that, I got other stuff I think you're going to like. This is the Garrforce